some very big news dropping. Yeah. We're recording this Thursday, November 7th. Today happened to be the day when there was a very significant vote by the NCAA, and that was a vote to potentially allow CHL players, so players that play in the OHL, WHL, the Q, to be eligible to play for NCAA college programs. Now, if you're not familiar with this, for the longest time, the NCAA has considered players that play in the Canadian Hockey League, and all you have to do is play one game to be considered a professional, because OHL players receive a stipend, a very small one, from teams. So any monetary exchange, the NCAA has considered you a pro, meaning you are ineligible to play college hockey, which for a very long time, closed off development avenues and other means of playing hockey post junior age, right? Because many guys that play in the NCAA are 19, 20, 21. They voted today and have backtracked on that ruling, and it will come into effect next year on August 1st. So as of August 1st next year, if you play in the CHL, you are allowed to still be eligible to eventually, if you want, go to the NCAA. It's a big, big day, Clarkey. I mean, like this could significantly change things for the junior hockey landscape.
How do you think? Do you think there'll be people like kids leaving the CHL to go play NCAA and it's going to hurt the league? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I actually think that this will actually help the CHL.
How?
Follow me on this.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys avoid coming up here and still, even in some instances, get drafted by teams. Like, there are a lot of players over the years, even since I've been involved in the league, that are first round talents that get drafted in like the 9th round because teams take a pretend flyer on them. Like, oh, well, if he changes his mind, right? Well, now you can, if you're a 16-year-old, where, keep in mind, the rule used to be if you were a 16-year-old and got offered a scholarship at a great school, Michigan or Vermont or something like that, Denver, and you played one single game in the CHL, you lost your eligibility. Like, you could not go to school after that in the United States. So a lot of guys would wrestle with the decision and ultimately decide, okay, I'll play in the USHL until I'm of college age, miss out on potentially developing at an even higher level in the CHL. It is still the number one league in the world that cranks out the most NHL talent by far. And they would play in lesser leagues and then stick it out and go to college. Now, if you're a 16-year-old kid and get offered a college scholarship, you can go, well, maybe I will go up to the CHL and play even just 2 years. I'll play till I'm 18, and then I'll come down here to the NCAA. Or maybe I love the CHL so much in my time there, I stay another year or even play as an overager, and I can still go to college after. So I actually think that this will help recruit players to the CHL that never even would have considered it before. You know who it will hurt, though, I think, Clarkey, is Tier 2 Junior A players and Junior B players. Because you can play in Tier 2 Junior A, like the Alberta Junior Hockey League, the GOJHL here, the OJHL here in Ontario, play Tier 2, and you're eligible to still play in the NCAA. And a lot of those kids end up getting scholarship offers because the kids that play in the CHL were barred. Now that that's not the case, schools will go and approach 19 and 20-year-old kids that are playing here and say, well, now that you're allowed to come here, we'll offer you the scholarship instead. Mm-hmm. So there will be a trickle-down effect here where it does hurt players in lower junior leagues. There's no doubt about that. Is it going to affect anything with Canadian universities where guys get a free ride if they play a game in the O? For sure.
CHL?
For sure. It will affect will affect U Sport It will affect you sport because if you're a 20-year-old, say, or a 19-year-old, and you're thinking this is probably going to be my last year in the OHL, I'm not going to come back as an overager, or you are an overager, Canadian university programs, Laurier or the Guelph Griffins or whoever could approach you and say, because your package, your OHL educational post-secondary package is for Canadian schools.
Yep.
So you would go and utilize that package that you earned and go play college hockey here. Right. It will affect the recruitment because now, Michigan State can call those players and say, when you're done up there playing for the Barrie Colts, why don't you come down here to Michigan State? Yeah. It will affect. Yeah, it will out. You're right. I hadn't even considered that. It absolutely will affect U Sports.
That's what I'm here for, Ryan.
To keep me on the rail. Rick Westhead tweeted today, about an hour ago. Player agent JP Barry, very well-known NHL agent. He said, and I quote, "For top CHL teams, it puts muscles on top of muscles because it's going to enhance their ability to attract top players. It's huge. It's good for players, and it will completely alter their development path choices. It's also going to be good that this will put pressure on the CHL teams to help players do better academically. Parents are going to want to that assurance because you don't get into NCAA schools without doing well in school prior." What else they should do then? They should allow guys like Easton Cowan to play in the American Hockey League. Yeah, so that
at this age, whatever age he's at, like 18, 19.
Yeah, he's a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he had to go back to London, right?
Yeah, he can't be sent. You can only
he's got to play NHL, 20. Right? NHL or O.
Yeah, I believe the rule is that you have to turn 20 prior to the start of the NHL season, I think, to be eligible to be sent to the AHL. Yeah,
they should have,
because as a 20-year-old, you're an overager in the OHL, right? So, I wonder. I have a feeling that rule will not be going anywhere anytime soon.